What's up?
Let's see.
I'm gonna talk about stinky vaginas today too. That's what
Goodness.
I am into stinky vaginas. I found my new
Sticky or
thing.
stinky?
Stinky vaginas. And she's looking at
You're
me
into
now,
stinky
shaking her.
vaginas? I've
My
never
wife's
heard of a
stinky.
man
My
that likes
wife's
that.
stinky. Let me tell you something. What that Mexican sun can do to a vagina. So, anyways, before we get into stinky vaginas and all that, how was your Thanksgiving? How was your Friendsgiving? How was your week? Did you take time off?
I guess I took some time off. I mean, not that much, so I just kind of rearranged my schedule. I did a lot of projects at my office outside, and I rearranged my house a little bit,
Yeah.
and went to a Friendsgiving, had a bonfire. It was good. How about you? I saw you went
So
to Mexico.
I went to Mexico. I got back. We did our last podcast on Friday as I was driving back from Iowa. My beat up piece of shit Mercedes back home after I trashed it and got yelled at a little bit more, but just in time for us to get to Mexico. And I'm writing the email today about it. I wrote the post about it. I went under a DDS attack. I didn't do shit. I didn't this is
Good
the
for
first
you.
time, dude, this is the first time I've ever in over 7 to 10 days. I didn't write a spiz email. I didn't check my email. I didn't take because all my other vacations, dude, have been integrated. I call it where I've done like, oh, I've scaled back maybe, but like I still basically did my days. Right. And this is the first time with the boys being 11, I was like, this is probably it. One of the last two chams where we get them as little boys and that before they transition
Are they
into,
fraternal twins?
oh, what's that one mean? They're twins. They just
They're
don't
not
look like,
identical though, right?
they're not identical. They're fucking
So
polar.
fraternal is two
Yeah,
different.
they look different. They act different.
Walk alike, talk alike.
Yeah. And we did, so we went to Xcaret. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but we went to, and here's what we learned about ourselves as a family. We're really good about whining like future self, just like normal human beings. That hike thing looked exciting. That go off site looked exciting. And then we got on one fucking bus ride, and I've made these people because, I make the fucking money. I'm the rich motherfucker. These people just follow along. They're fucking peasants normally.
Oh
That's
my
I
God.
and
You're
and
ridiculous.
now all of a sudden they're like, I don't like waiting for a bus for 20 minutes and being with other people.
It's easy.
I like private tour. Like my wife and I, when we went to Costa Rica, we did a 6-hour private tour of a Costa Rica jungle. And now the boys are like that. And so we learned a lot about ourselves. What I learned was I didn't need to pay the $7,000 to $10,000 price tag for the all-inclusive. We can just go get an Airbnb on the beach with a pool and hire a drug dealer / tour guide so I could win. And both because
And
they're
your own
both
cook.
in their own, they do it, dude. They'll do it. Yes, sir. Yes, senior. Yes, senior. Whatever you want, sir. You could have more of a fun time doing that. And then I learned another thing about ourselves. My wife has taken full advantage of becoming the best tipper in the world. And I was an over tipper for years. I am now, I don't know what's happening to me, Melba, but I don't want to fucking tip anymore because there's no fucking service. Does this ring true to you somewhere?
So many things that you're saying hit me.
Tell me.
Well, everybody likes to get spoiled. And I mean, let's be honest. It's awesome that, your family has the opportunity to be spoiled.
Yeah.
But it does spoil you when you are spoiled, because I'll even admit I get used to flying first class, and
Yeah.
I don't hate it. You know what I mean?
And then you feel like such a dirtbag when you don't, right?
It's a different experience, that's for sure. That is totally, totally for sure. But the thing about Airbnb versus the all-inclusive, that's like a coin toss, in my opinion. Like we've done it kind of both ways, where I'm like, let's do the Airbnb, and then we've done the full-on all-inclusive. And I think it seems it depends on where you go, I guess, and what's available to you, because it could go either way. I honestly think.
Well, I think, it's weird. I think Airbnb has reached at least that's the story in marketing and business world right now. Airbnb has reached its peak. And I shouldn't really call it Airbnb. What I should say is what we're looking at doing. My dad God was on his side, and I can't believe we haven't visited. It took us this long. He's got a beautiful 2,000 plus square foot condo in a private gated community in Puerto Mareres, which is
Mujeres.
which hasn't reached its real even peakdom. It's growing so fast, but it's just, I mean, I fell in love with it. It is, you know, one of the reasons we never went, me and Kat have gone to Mexico. We got engaged in Mexico at Moon Palace or Vendante, one of the resorts. My
Oh my
dad
God,
is,
I can't believe you don't remember.
yeah, I don't remember. We both fucked up this year, but my dad had been going to, what's it called? El Dorado in Mexico for year and asked me to go. And I for years I have everything on the computer and I don't want to leave America. And the last couple of years that's completely changed and I've become more of a traveler. I didn't like traveling because I fucking hated it.
You're a
I hate
hermit.
traveling. Yeah. So like, what I should mean is we're now looking at, he got his condo down there for $114,000. Now they had to design it. They did a beautiful job. It's totally my mom and my dad's style put together. It's got these, kind of gold and white, which my dad comes from, and then Dawn's like blues, but it all came together. It's such a beautiful design place. We all had enough room. We can't wait. We're going back in February. But we're looking at places now down there, condos down there. And that's what I really mean is like, get your own fucking place, rent it out, make some money on it. And you can do all the things because Kat's a beach person. I've always said this, beach is for poor people.
I love the beach.
Well, then you need to change
I
your,
would love to sit by the beach every day of my life and look at the ocean.
See, that's her and go in the ocean. And I am like Anakin Skywalker.
I don't need to go in the ocean.
I don't like sand. I don't like beach. I like pools. And she's like, well, that's for kids
Beach
peeing.
with a pool.
Both. So we got I'll give credit. Xcaret was probably our favorite resort for design for everybody. And there were times that I went to different places. I only got drunk 2 days. I got drunk once at Xcaret. And drunk the first night at my dad's because he had some good tequila. And then I was just so happy and calm. I didn't need anything. I didn't even go seek out drugs in Mexico like I would normally do. So
See, you like the beach too, dude.
I did fall in love.
There's something about it. Just looking
did fall in
out
love
at the
with it.
vastness.
Yeah. It was,
It's very peaceful.
they did a great, so we learned a lot about ourselves. I don't poop in public. I don't poop.
Most people don't.
At
Thank
airports.
God. That would be disgusting.
But I got us a VIP upgrade into the VIP place, and because I needed to poop, I was like, the way I was eating, because the last day, dude, we did a taco. We were supposed to go out fishing, deep sea fishing. I was gonna take the boys out for deep sea fishing, which I don't want to do, but they want to do, and I wanted to have that moment with them. The weather got in our way. So I made an audible and I said, we're doing a taco tour. And my dad and Dawn drove us around to little side places. I mean, the food where he lives is just enough to make me want to live there. And we had a great Thanksgiving dinner at a restaurant, John Gray. So there's a famous restaurant owner who has a restaurant down there. Also has some in Miami. It was great, dude. It was fucking.
When we were there, it was a lot smaller than what you're kind of describing.
Did you go to his town?
Well, he's in Puerto Mujeres. Like we were there, like earlier this year. They were working on the condo, so we didn't get to see them. But
yeah,
with the town that we went to, it doesn't seem like it would have any.
Dude, it doesn't make any logical sense. There's 250 fucking places to eat, and there's only maybe 12,000 people there, depending on the time of the year. It's building and growing. Like it was a fisherman's town. Like there's a little.
Yeah, we went to the town. We rode our bikes there.
So yeah, I mean, there was that little Tower of Pisa lighthouse. We took pictures there. But then my dad goes, "Oh yeah, there's a Michelin star restaurant right here." And he goes, "I just go for the dessert." So we all went up there on, I forget what day. It was the day before Thanksgiving. That was when I was I was drunk, and I was like, every dessert for everybody, every dessert for everybody. And it was, I mean, just so easy to fucking live down there. It's safer there than it is America for children. I'll tell you this. We almost didn't get into our hotel. We learned a really great lesson that because Ozzy and Ollie's last names are different than mine, the hotel being a very secure place was basically like, what the fuck, are you trying to kidnap your children? So we had a moment there for a good half an hour where we had to prove that these are our kids.
Well, they kind of already proved that at the border, but I guess they're making sure you don't pick them up along the way.
They don't give a shit, dude. No,
That's
they didn't
awesome.
America, we got them passports. They didn't check them to get out of the country in America. They don't give a fuck here. It's not about it.
It's only if you're coming back that they care.
It's a bullshit. Yeah, it's a bullshit. They didn't do that when we came back. They just took, it's all bullshit. But I want to talk about tips. I want to go back to this. What is your tip protocol? Because in Mexico, I am one of those guys that's like, hey, here's $100 American. Take care of me. That was the one at El Dorado, Moon Palace, and Dante. These are resorts down in Mexico where I've pulled that, and I literally got little Jose next to me for the next 6 hours, just making sure I don't die, but I stay in a coma, essentially. And at Xcaret, maybe because it was more of a family one, or maybe the times have changed or something, but it didn't do shit. So I was, by the end of the week, not
$100 isn't that much money anymore, dude.
Well, okay. I
For
would
a
say
week?
I'm saying for a day, for
$100 for a day is a good tip, dude.
yeah, no, to start out, like, hey, this is my style when I go to it's like old school mobster style, right? Like it's Vegas style. Like, hey, you're gonna be the bartender here for this pool, for this area, for the whole, I'll be here all day, sir. Here, cool, $100. Just get started right
Sounds
now.
like maybe you just got a greedy person.
I think, but it was everywhere at that resort. So I don't know if it changed. Like, what are you guys? Do you guys roll like that? Do you do the kind of like you tip them first to like, hey, you're gonna take care of me? Because I used to go to like, I'd be like, dude, I need cigarettes, you know, like, because especially when I'm drinking and doing some stimulants in the sun, there's nothing better than a Newport. I mean, I'll tell you that. And I know there's a lot of motherfuckers listening right now that I've smoked with at seminars that would never admit to fucking smoking out there, but they fucking do.
We all have different hats that we wear at different times, or wigs and glasses.
I am the motherfucker that everyone reaches. Hey, you got to smoke, dude? You know I do.
You're that guy, Tristan. That's your MO. That's what you wanted to be.
But you know what? We've lost. You know what the thing is about, smokers? Man, smokers talk, man. They talk. It's because you talk. You have conversations while you're smoking. You have to. It's the only thing you can do.
Well, I mean, we've just evolved emotionally. Catch up, dude. People can do that shit without fucking smoking cigarettes now.
They're not the same conversations. Anyways,
maybe.
How do you guys tip? Yeah.
Tipping. I think that just like anything, I mean, I get like, in a way, if you're trying to buy service for tipping, but I think the idea with tipping is people should earn the extra on top gratuity for whatever level of service they bring. And we are generous tippers, I'd say, especially when we're down in Mexico, because times are tough and they don't make all the kind of money that we do up here in the US. But it's always kind of tip as you go type of a thing. We tend to always make sure we tip our chambermaid, I guess.
Yeah, I see. My wife's big on that. I don't like tipping the chambermaid.
They're the least paid people that probably work the hardest, dude. They're freaking dealing with people's grossnesses and cleaning the floor and all the things, dude.
Yeah. How gross do you guys get when you guys go to resorts? Do you get gross?
Probably not as gross as you.
Oh man, I've left some stuff around. Yeah. I talked about the tip that I mean, I did when I went to the IFC meeting, which was the biggest waste of my fucking time in New Orleans. We got to talk about, but I came down there for a meeting, and I was with Brian Dooley, one of the professors at Sherman. We went out to a dive bar that I always wanted to go to my first time in New Orleans. I think we started COVID. I got so fucked up. I shit, pissed, and puked in my bed. Yeah, and I called up the group, which was like Scott Garber, Liam Schubel, Sean Dill at the time, like all my peeps at the time back then. And I said, hey, I got $26 cash. Is that enough for me to leave for this?
Hopefully. I hope you left all that for her or him. My God, dude.
So so let's cross over this, because I had a moment. I had I call him a Tim Schaub moment. Tim is really, really fucking good at getting his ROI from, he is the classic. Well, we went to the Berkshires together, to Scott Garber's old Berkshires Garber Fest or whatever the fuck it was called. It was the last and first time I ever roomed with my dad as an adult male. Not because of anything other than like, everything was about how much he could get back. I think he took like a lamp from there.
Oh my God, that's
so funny. Like, he is the guy who will take anything possible. And in his head, he's going, what is my ROI from what I pay So how do you guys how respond to when, because my dad is the classic king of, and I gotta give a shout out to, I haven't mentioned her name at a long time, but I will give, I don't know where the fuck she is in this world because everyone's asking me about questions about her. I don't know. We have not spoke since I left, but Lacey Book used to give the best response to getting an upgrade in a hotel room. Her art of getting it, she was a queen of this. She would call down and say, "This is not my room." And they would go, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, this is not my room." And just keep hitting that point and get upgraded to a new room. So there's things about, and I always love that about Lacey because it reminded me of my dad. My dad is the king I remember him pulling, we went to the Vedante, it was our first time traveling with my parents, and we went to El Dorado for a day, and I was having the time of my life. And he's like, "We're going to go to a new resort." And I'm like, "Why? We're really happy." He's like, "I got this new deal." He hooked up with some dude like my dad does, and he got a deal, and we were going to room like in this room, family room, and then we have our own room. And my dad's knocking on the door at some point going, "Are you guys doing adult things?" Which you fucking love to hear from your father when you're trying to bang your wife, your future wife, when you're getting engaged, and he's knocking on the door. But I remember the first day we got there, he starts just bitching and bitching and bitching and bitching. And I'm like, I'm getting so embarrassed. I'm like, what the fuck is this motherfucker doing? I'm telling my wife, like, and he winks at me. And I'm like, motherfucker. Like, he was trying to get upgrades and shit. Like, do you guys pull that kind of shit? Is that like an old school, like, none of that shit? You don't pull that shit?
No, I think it's always kindness, acknowledging
You're
the
a beautiful soul,
individual,
Melba.
not treating them like they're not, like they don't matter. You know what I mean? I always say some of the biggest upgrades ever are when you just like treat a human being like a human being instead of
That's
the
true.
servant that's meant to serve you. You know, when you just, again, when you acknowledge somebody and let them know that they've been seen.
Yeah. Well, I was pulling I wasn't
I mean, I'm
pulling it.
sure all those things work too.
Well, we got there early. Of course, you can't check in till 3. I tried to pull like my dad's lines, like, "I'm diabetic, I need a room." You know, my dad was taking wheelchairs before. Well, what do you need a wheelchair for? Watch what happens when you get a wheelchair. This
That's
motherfucker.
hilarious.
Tipping and how you treat people is important. What was my big thing? Oh yeah. So then we got to spend 3 days getting checked and adjusted by I've been saying for the last year, I need a technique partner at the Spiz, and I've been looking at it all wrong. I have my technique partner. He just didn't know it yet. And my dad is just, I can't believe what he forgets. And he got to adjust the boys, which is always a magical thing. The first thing Ollie walks in goes, "When am I getting adjusted?" And he's got this little room. It's perfect for him. And Ollie walks in and sees this photo. Now, Ollie loves KFC. He loves fried chicken, and he sees this photo he goes, "That's Colonel Sanders." And I go, "Yeah, it's my grandfather and Colonel Sanders." Colonel Sanders was at Parker Seminars one year, and Colonel Sanders was a chiropractic advocate and got adjusted by, I think my grandfather maybe adjusted him that year. I don't know, one of those years. But the boys got adjusted, Cat got adjusted, I got checked and adjusted, and I'm going, dude, between my dad and Dawn, I'm like, that's where I need to be. So I'm announcing it now without even my dad knowing. The plan for 2026 is we're going to go to Mexico, and we're going to get a group of people together that want to learn how to adjust without bending over. He's designed his practice so he doesn't even have to bend over people anymore and take care of them. How to do show and tell AK muscle testing that actually gets people understanding what the fuck you do,
Awesome.
and why they become addicted to So there's this one woman we meet, her last name sounds like, I can't, because I don't know, HIPAA in Mexico, I don't think it matters. I'll just say this, she has a monster last name, and it's a famous movie that just came out, and she's German, leave it at that. And she's living down there, and my dad manifested her becoming a patient, and every day she came to the door. She came in after emergency, and every day she's seeing her. And I just watched my dad, and he's just a true fucking artist. And this is why he can leave Mexico for 3 weeks and go back to upstate New York, and people wait for him and call their friends, and he can make more in 3 weeks than most people make in 3 months. And it comes down to not marketing and advertising. It comes down to getting people results. So I'm excited. I'm going to make my dad my technique partner without him knowing this. He's going to hear about this later today. So
I'm sure he'll be down with it. Oh my
yeah,
god. I would go to that. That sounds interesting, right? Because you're right. A lot of people blow out their backs, their shoulders. That would be fun. And then you get to be by the beach and you get to ride off a vacation, you know,
And
all
you
the
get
good
to you
things.
get the and then the secret stuff is let Tim Schaub feed you, like, go to every place that he would recommend with him, and the classic Tim Schaub move is he orders everybody's meal so he can eat so he can eat your
But
food.
could he do it for like over 100 people?
Yeah, oh, he'd be
You'd have
fine
to
with
just have it catered at that
I
point.
think I think what I'm gonna do is I think it'd be great to start with, like, 10. I would like to start with
12.
10, yeah, 10 to 12 intimate, and then, get some old school
I'm
philosophy and
in.
spiz. Yeah. Well, you'd be blasted, and I think it would be great to have people that we want to, not just sell it to people we want to invite to do this, which you'd be one of the classic people. I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
look,
you have to create a safe space for your dad first, right? He has to get
yeah.
his feet wet.
Yeah, but I just, I grew up, Melba, with, it's so funny because I'm known for digital. I really am just in all growth engines. Any way you can grow, sales, marketing, business relations, all that shit. And
Penises.
penises, grow stinky vaginas, which we'll talk about. But like, those guys didn't have fucking websites. They didn't fucking have workshops. They didn't have Facebook ads. And I just grew up with people just fucking showed up. And when they showed up, they brought other fucking people the next time. And that's how you fucking build a practice. I got to come back on
I think there was a
Friday.
lot more passion back in the day. And the passion was like different somehow. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think there's still a lot of young docs coming out that are passionate, but like, the mood has changed a bit. And I think
I don't
because
think they learn. I don't, I'm going to
well,
say
it's
this.
getting watered down by so many
I think there's
different.
more. And look, I was a part of this. I was a culprit in this. I had people come in more seminars for business, money, mindset, marketing, and sales than fucking results in tech. I watched my dad
Well, because
when
those are the things that people don't learn, dude. That's why.
but my dad knows. My dad's still in his 70s and he was learning Corin specific, right? This guy didn't need to learn KST at this point in time in his life, but why does he do it? Because that's what the fucking legends do is you fucking keep learning your technique so you keep getting excited about how you can help people differently. I
Absolutely.
watched him doing stuff neurology based that I see guys learning now that think it's like the newest shit. And I'm going, no, motherfucker, they've been doing this. So like, Tim Schaub does zone, he does KST, he does diversify, he can do Gonstead, he can do network. He knows every fucking technique underneath the sun. He's forgotten more techniques than most people have ever learned. And I'm going, but that's how the guys in the 70s and 80s were. That wasn't just him. That was everyone. They kept learning and working on each other. And no one was better than there was none. So I think you're right. There was a passion thing, and there also wasn't a pissing platform that one was better than the other. That's why my dad wrote a book about everyone's fucking techniques and how everyone can help everyone.
Well, all the techniques work.
All the techniques work because chiropractic is what? Everything.
And chiropractic works. And it is
Chiropractic
everything.
works. Can a chiropractor, have you ever gotten tipped on that tip note? Have you ever been
Not as a
tipped?
chiropractor, no.
Never. So I wonder if we could do the whole tax thing and just say, hey, instead of paying me, tip me. I don't know if that would work underneath the framework.
I mean, I think that tipping personally is only valid for people that
Our
literally
employees.
like that make 213 an hour. Like you
Yeah.
go to Oregon and they have servers there and they're making $20 an hour. I don't know if I'm going to tip them, frankly. And if I do, it's definitely not going to be 20%.
Yeah. Now here, I should say this. My biggest viral post of this year, over 1.6 million views. I'm not one of those guys that ever talks about that, but I will right now. 1.6 million views. And most of it was hate. Me and my boys and their uncle we went to Wisconsin and we went to a bar and I tipped the bartender. It was late night and she was closing down. She stayed open for us. I tipped her $750. She thought I was bullshitting her. She apparently got fired for it. I heard so afterwards
Oh,
because
that's terrible.
the owner, and I guess said it was a good thing. She was wanting to get the fuck out of there. So the owner thought she had faked it. And I guess there's a big trend with that or something like that.
Right.
But I posted a picture of it with her and it went viral and most people are like, bullshit, that's fake. That's fake. No, my wife's been with me and it's weird. We've completely changed courses in the last, she is so conservative. She tips more than ever. She tips when we went to the valley, this is why I want to talk about this. I valet parked. So again, my family is not, they don't realize how much I work to give them this life that they can just walk out. Cause my wife's like, why are you wearing your shorts still coming back from Indy? We're going to be in 28-degree weather. I go, we parked in VIP valet. We don't even touch outside. It takes us 5 minutes to get from, she goes, that was going to be like $350. But yeah. So I'm paying the $350 for the 7 days or whatever it was to park in Indianapolis Airport VIP. They didn't even the motherfucker didn't even come out to put our bags in the car. So she's giving a fucking tip. And I'm like, no.
Yeah,
I, I,
yeah.
I go, this is what's happening. I don't know what's happened, but the Indianapolis Airport valet experience, which I should text them back because they asked me how it was. I'm going to say it was shit. They used to, you pull up and you could tip them and they would get your shit out. They don't do that shit anymore. So something has happened the last couple of years, at least in America. Now it's transcending down. I know I'm bitching too much about this tip stuff. Anyways, stinky vaginas.
I'm intrigued.
We all got a little musky and stinky being in the water. So we at our Xcaret, we had 3 types of water. My type of water, which is chlorine pool. My wife's, which is ocean, and our boys, which is lagoon water. We just found out because we had a room you could jump off and we could swim in the lagoon.
Like an actual lagoon or a poolside lagoon, like a lazy river
No,
called a lagoon.
like they created a lagoon. It's actual lagoon water with kayaks and fish in there. And it's
It's brown.
it's dark green, you know.
Okay.
But you have to wear a life vest in there, which pissed off Ollie because he's like me. That's what
Okay.
he told
So
what to do.
I get it's legit.
So they like that. Cat likes the ocean water. You know, we weren't taking showers for 2 or 3 days. We're all in a family room, and we get to my dad's house. My dad's like, "Jesus, you people stink." Still didn't take a shower. Well, it's been like 6 days since my wife and I even looked at each other in a certain way because you're around family and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just start smelling. I'm like, you are stinkiest, like it is the stinkiest I've ever. And it just turned me on so much. I was like,
I got
it was so nasty smell. So, and I remember this happened to me when we went to Key West. So something about the heat and walking around the heat makes that vag stink a little bit. And for me, it just turned me into like an animal. Like I was just like, I need to breed you right now. So
That's awesome.
I did this specifically for her so she could get so
I'm
pissed
sure
at
she
me
loves it when you talk
talking about
about
her
this stuff.
stinky vagina.
Does she? I can only imagine the conversations behind the.
I mean, we almost got divorced Sunday because what did I do? So Saturday we get home and dude, like I said, I did not do shit. But I'm gonna tell you the other side of doing not like DDS. I normally on Sundays get some type of panic on Sundays before the week starts. I've always had it since when I was a kid going to school. I don't love it's not a Garfield comic or Heathcliff or whatever. I really don't love Mondays. I do love Mondays now because of what we do
just
here.
another manic
It's just,
Monday.
and I'll just tell you what happened today. 10 a.m. Boom, 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 boom. Like people were waiting for me. It's just people, boom, 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 text, email, Facebook message, and there's a point where I get fucking like overload. And part of my problem has been, and this is one thing coming out of this vacation, is I am setting up office hours for myself going forward into 2026, where I'm not, because I am prone to burnout. I am prone to burnout because I go hard, but I'm in my, like the kids watch me, they're like, I will go in my email, in my Facebook, and in my text, in, out, on my phone. And I will do 300 in like 30 seconds. Like I'm just constantly checking, right? Which is a sign I've learned of like burn because and other probably manic things, right? And so I'm going to turn that off. But like I was starting to have Sunday, like just panic about I have not answered emails. I have ignored things. I've seen the things I've ignored come up, but I needed that. I like everyone deserves it. Like it was a fucking week. But I know for a lot of my people, a week for me probably feels like a year because they're so used to access. And that's one thing that 2026 is going to change is the access I've given people. We talk a lot about this on this show about burnout because it's one of the reasons I'm here is that I made horrible decisions because of burnout. I care about people and their burnout. I think burnout's one of the worst things that can happen. I'm prone to it. I like to talk openly about it. But yeah, so like so Saturday we got home and the power went out at our house. Now it's like we got back from 85-degree beautiful sunny weather into like snowstorms and fucking 20-degree weather, and the power went out. And for some reason, and then I found out later, why it was. So we all have our own, like, I should have been a better husband, but I was like, you're like, this is the time. She's like, what do you want to, I go, I'm going to take a nap. I'm like, it's dark. There's nothing to do. She's like, we don't even have candles. And she's calling her friend. She's like, can you check and see? I don't have any, like, she's like all over it. She's into like, what the fuck's going to happen? What can she control about this fucking situation? Well, I come to find out, she was a part of Sandy when Hurricane Sandy happened in New York. And that, I guess, built up some PTSD. Yeah, so fucked her up a little bit. She goes, people were raping people, coming into people's apartments, and people were stealing. It was just dead silence for days. And I go, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I just thought you were being a fucking neurotic bitch. Can we just enjoy another? I go, this is God on my side. I'm going, it's God telling us enjoy more of your vacation and be disconnected. And I was like, let's have sex. What a perfect time to fuck. And she's like, in her own, like, I got to find out what's going on. When do we get candles? When is this going to turn on? So she was going to go to her friend's house with the boys and the boys' niece. The garage went, so she had to like do the manual garage thing. And it
Garages
fucked
are
up
so heavy.
Yeah, she fucked it up. So Sunday, the next day, it was fucked up. And I'm the guy who doesn't, like, that's the joke around, I don't know how to fix things. So I'm not a real man, but I just make a real man money to pay people to fix my So we got into a little fucking battle.
To being spoiled.
Yeah. And so we got back in. So we it was divorce 134 since we've gotten married, So, but we're open and honest about it. Like, she's like, she will tell people, she's talked about this. I am Kim Kardashian. I am Mean Girl from the movie. I am Regina from Mean Girls. I will say shit that makes anyone want to punch me in the mouth. I said some shit on Sunday that warranted me getting punched in the mouth. Yeah.
Well, that's the cool thing about life. We continuously have the opportunity to.
They're just words, and words all I have to take her heart away, one way or the other.
You already have her heart.
Well, I got to be better. That's one of my goals this year, is to be a better husband, better father, as always. I think that's any man should strive to be, but I'm human and I'm fallible. And I came back, I came in strong with this vacation. I came in with those, super dad, like, look at what I did. And then I closed it out Sunday with being a little whiny.
Been a total douchebag.
Yeah.
Have you ever read the book, The Four Agreements?
You know what? I believe I have, back a long time ago.
I would say that The Four Agreements was a complete game changer for me. I put it off for several years to read it. And remember when I told you I used to be an asshole? I'm a recovering asshole.
You're a recovering
And I
asshole.
wouldn't say this one book was the major contributing factor, but it really helped me. And I know it's helped a lot of people. That's why it sold like millions of copies of it. One of the agreements is to be impeccable with your word, because words are powerful. Words matter. You can't take words back.
It's weird because I know how powerful they are, but I'm also can belittle the power of them when they use them wrong. Like, they're just
right. And not only with other people, but with yourself as well.
Yeah.
And it's really cool the way they talk about the matote, which are the voices in your head, and the conversations we have about ourselves. I think the beginning of the book is really what got
I do talk to yourself. So, like, I openly talk to myself, and Kat's been studying it because she's like, it freaked her out.
She's been studying.
She's like, so you're self-regulating. I'm like, yeah, I guess. And I say weird shit, like, out loud into myself. I have weird conversations.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
The Four
But you
Agreements.
should check that book out or do audiobook. I think I think
I'm still a
everybody should
reader.
read that book.
Are you an audio?
I suggest it to so many people. I actually thought about buying a copy for every one of my practice members.
I totally think you should do that.
Maybe next year. We do a different gift every year.
Did we do the love languages with your people? I forget. See, I like doing that, like, find out what people's love language is.
I don't know if that's like borderline, like not okay in the doctor world.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Talking about love.
Well, the Four Agreements. The Four Agreements broken down is be impeccable with your word. Do not take anything personal. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's the biggest one. That was the game changer for me. Don't take things personally, because nothing anybody does has anything to do with you. It has everything to do with them and the voice and the matote in their head.
Yeah. How long have you not cleaned your vajayjay before? What's the longest you've ever gone?
Oh my goodness. You're ridiculous. I'm not going to answer that question.
Over a week?
No.
All right.
No, I don't think I do. My hair couldn't even.
I'm going to challenge you to.
No, I would never do
and then
that.
I want you to make it openly smellable to your
Oh
husband,
my
and I want
god,
to
you're
see
ridiculous. I can't handle you. You are so bad.
it's just a game changer in, like, I don't know what but the pheromones, hormones, whatever it
Yeah,
is,
it has to be that for sure.
I just wanna go to a jungle now and just like
I love it. I love it. Well, next time, don't bring your kids. Make sure
Yes.
they're with their dad or something.
Yeah. Well, listen, excited. We're going to be heading into 2026. We got some cool stuff we'll be talking about in the next couple of weeks. Hit that subscribe, give some comments, share this around with people, do all the cool things. Thanks for jamming with us. Hey, tell your woman out there, let it smell, let it stink for a little bit. Try it out. Give Twisty a trust on that one. Bye, guys.